Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So recently I just got an assignment from my teacher, and in this video I'll be presenting about zakat fitrah and zakat mal. To begin, let's see the definition of the word zakat generally. The word zakat literally means to cleanse. As one of the pillars of Islam, zakat is a form of obligatory charity that has the potential to ease the suffering of people. With the literal meaning of the word being to cleanse, Muslims believe that paying zakat purifies, increases, and blesses the remainder of their wealth. Now let's move on to zakat fitrah. Zakat fitrah is the special obligatory alms paid by all Muslims at the end of the Ramadan fasting month. Zakat fitrah is one of several types of zakat which is obligatory for every individual who is independent and able to comply with the conditions. This zakat is also part of the fourth pillar of Islam. Zakat fitrah can be paid the equivalent of 2.5 kilograms of staple food from each region that issues and implements zakat, such as rice for the Muslim population in Indonesia. Here's a little background of zakat fitrah. It was revealed in the month of Ramadan, the 9th month in Islamic lunar year, by reestablishing a primordial worship form, fasting from dawn to sunset for the entire month whenever its new crescent appears. So you guys know how everything has a purpose? Yeah, zakat fitrah has two primary purposes. One is spiritual for the individual worshipper and the other is communal. As a worship form, fasting constitutes, if you will, a spiritual technology that God has taught the human being. Its purpose is to help someone unfetter his or her soul for an interim from the worldly appetites. This, as we've just seen, the Quran itself tells us, so that you may be ever God-fearing. Ramadan's fast concludes with one of the two great celebrations in the Muslim year, which are Eid al-Fitr and the commemoration of fast breaking. Zakat fitrah infuses the fasting and believing poor with the food resources to wholeheartedly glorify God, celebrate the Eid prayer, and share the day's merriment and delight with their children and families. So, when do we pay our zakat? It has been said that zakat fitrah is best carried out before the Eid prayer. Even so, it will be better if we pay zakat fitrah before the holiday so that obligations are fulfilled more quickly and also help those who are more in need. We may forget, but this will result in zakat becoming haram if it's past the predetermined time limit. Here are the conditions in order to pay zakat. So first, they must be Muslim and free. Second, it's between the months of Ramadan and Shawwal, although only for a month. And lastly, having assets that are more than his or her daily needs for him or herself and those under his or her care during their feast at night. Who are those people that can receive zakat fitrah? So the first one is a group of people that doesn't have much and are unable to meet their basic needs. A group of people who have few assets but are deemed unable to fulfill their basic needs. Third, a person who helps collect and distribute zakat. Fourth, a group of people who have just converted to and embraced Islam and need help in adjusting themselves to new conditions and their worship. Fifth, people who are in debt to make ends meet lawfully and are unable to pay their debts. Lastly, people who are running out of expenses on their way in obedience to Allah. Okay, so we all know that we need to start everything with a prayer, and paying zakat fitrah begins with reading the following. Now let's move on to zakat mal. Zakat al-mal is applicable on all financial belongings such as currency, gold, silver, property, and vehicles too, if these are either held with the intentions of trading or savings. The primary difference between zakat and charity is that it is obligatory for Muslims to pay zakat if they have a specified level of savings, that is, nisab equals to 85 grams of gold, or 600 grams of silver, or equivalent currency, for a period of 1 year. Zakat al-mal is one of the key pillars of Islam. It is the only pillar that deals with finance and plays a substantial role in balancing the uneven distribution of wealth to some extent. The system of zakat al-mal can therefore be regarded as the ideal system to regulate the distribution of wealth, as the percentage of 2.5% of zakat is lower than the taxation rates of almost all the countries of the world. Here are the requirements for the people that must pay zakat al-mal. These are the conditions that must be fulfilled in order to pay zakat al-mal. And finally, if you are about to pay your zakat al-mal, you need to read this. Okay, so that is it from my presentation about zakat fitrah and zakat al-mal. I hope you guys like this presentation and please forgive all of my mistakes in this presentation. Goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.